Experienced compliance manager Amy Bedeau is the CEO and founder of Permits Plus LLC. This startup is located in Jordan. She plans to revolutionize the way our construction trade pulls permits and meets their compliance requirements. Amy is one of only 46 certified permit technicians in our state and accredited by the International Code Council. Please welcome Amy Bedeau.
So last Thursday, I set out to create a PowerPoint presentation for tonight's event. And I worked on it all morning, afternoon, and evening, and got up early on Friday, worked on it all morning and afternoon. And then on Friday evening, I was so overwhelmed and frustrated, I was ready to throw in the towel. You see, I was no further ahead than where I was the day before. If you're gonna be good at something, you need to understand the process. But the second thing that came to mind was, if you're gonna be great at something, you need to live and breathe it. And I don't live and breathe PowerPoint, I live and breathe permits and compliance. Despite that, what really came clear to me that at that moment was that this is exactly how our contractors are feeling when they're dealing with compliance and permits. The process itself is frustrating and it's very time consuming. Compliance is already difficult, and it's a very fluid environment. The mid and small size contractors, they don't typically have the resources or the volume of permits that they need to become great at this. So it's already difficult for them. Now add into the fact that with the electronic permitting and plan review processes, all of these platforms that are being used and all the different nuances of every jurisdiction, and you can see why they're overwhelmed. Now, in the last 5 years, there's been an evolution for us to ditch our municipal governments to ditch old paper platforms and to convert to electronic methods. But what that brought with it is understanding each and every platform that's being used. And each jurisdiction is different, and each platform is set up to meet their individual requirements. When we're not good at something, that means we miss crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And for a contractor, that can mean non-compliance. What does non-compliance get you? Or the contractor, it gets them fines and fees. They could be kicked off of a job, a stop work order, investigations. It could be in legal action, but worse yet, is getting a damaged reputation. So how do we fix this problem? Well, it's quite simple. We're gonna outsource the solution to Permits Plus. Because at Permits Plus, this is all we do, and we're good at it. In fact, I'm gonna take it one step further and tell you, we're exceptional at it. We're gonna save our contractors time. We're gonna eliminate their frustration. We're gonna provide them with a faster turnaround on their permits. We're gonna enhance the communication. They're gonna know the status of their permits at all time. This is gonna help mitigate risk, and now they have an expert on their team. We're gonna do this by bringing them our client portal. And instead of using 854 platforms, they're gonna have one. And they're gonna be able to access this platform anytime, anywhere using a web browser and or mobile app. They're gonna have up-to-date permit information at their fingertips. And so far as I know, this hasn't been done yet. And they're also going to be able to retrieve their historical data, and that's important and critical because when you're in the field and an inspector walks in, you better know if they say there's an open permit. No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, we have it right here, and this was closed. Maybe a couple dozen different places that are doing something similar, but not locally and not in Minnesota. Our competitive edge is this, and we bring forth an established footprint and our solid reputation. We're gonna bring forth that custom tailored approach for our tier 1 clients that need, we wanna have that relationship with those clients that's personal, that meets their business and trade compliance needs. Our client tools, we're bringing that forward, and our industry affiliations and resources means we have the right information and connections to get things done. Our commitment to excellence means we will retain high caliber talent. There is a need within the construction trade to meet compliance requirements. And the first market we're going to go right after is going to be the fire and life safety market. This is the area I have worked personally and know intimately and have been here for 5 years. I am connected and I know fire and life safety inside and out. The second market is, or it falls over into or spills into the Minnesota construction industry. And what we're really focused on are those small to mid-sized businesses that actually have less than 249 employees. There is the larger market, which is the U.S. construction industry. And while this is not only needed in Minnesota, it is needed nationally. In the last year, there were 70,000 electrical permits pulled alone by the Department of Labor and Industry, and this is not including any other trades, mechanical, heating, plumbing, fire. There is a lot of opportunity out there. Just like a contractor, I somehow managed to get the job done tonight, and my application has been submitted to you. While I await your final plan review decision, I'm going to leave you with this final thought, that COVID has changed the way we do business, and even long after COVID is gone, we will never return to what once was in business. For Permits Plus, the opportunity exists right here and right now, because supporting these businesses while their need is the greatest will define who we are as a company, and these relationships will be what carries us long into the future. Thank you.
Am I correct in assuming it's probably in that kind of 10 to, did you say 249 employees? It's that kind of SMB construction market that you would be an extension of their team, and there's enough permitting there to drive business to you as an outsourcer?
That is correct. For the last 5 years, I've been working for a company, and we had about 150 employees. And I was the only person within that organization that did any compliance or pulled these permits. And I will tell you that within the last year I was there, I pulled over 425 permits that year. But I really feel that that's a really sweet spot between the 249 and less, yes.
If each municipality has its own process and it requires, slightly different types of information, how do you manage that in creating an electronic platform?
So daily, as we entered into new territory, is when I would create and add that new information.
I wonder if you're maybe need some more help with pricing the business, because it seems like you might be underpricing relative to the complexity, or that one-size-fits-all kind of a menu. So maybe you do have a more of a blown-out menu, and this is more for example, but I would really look at that as an option. I think there's more room to make more revenue per transaction.
I think I agree with that, and I probably could use a little coaching on selling that to my clients.
To get some revenue generation, is your thought that you have to create this customer portal first before you even begin, or where are you really in kind of development and true launch of your idea?
I don't think it's going to take a lot of time to launch, and I don't need a lot of resources. I'd like to be able to roll out all of these the features that I'm looking to have in this business. And I have a lot of interest already, and I've talked to a lot of contractors, and they're ready to roll when I'm ready to roll. Because I'm so afraid if I go out there on my own and I start rolling this out now, which I could, then I'm going to get so busy I'm going to lose sight of everything that I was trying to build and execute from the beginning. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to lose that because I think it's really special.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
More money can solve some of those problems for you.
I'm sorry?
More revenue can solve those problems, though.
Correct.
Here's
More
what I
revenue
would say in
solves a
closing.
lot of
quickly.
problems.
I'm a lawyer, and if this doesn't work out for you, you find me, and I'll hire you at my law firm, and we'll provide this as a service.
Thank you.
bet.
That's exciting.
I think that was the first job offer at Fast Track Challenge, so that's wonderful. Amy, thank you. As a person who has made thousands of PowerPoints, I think this was a really good one. You had animation and icons and good alignment, so nice job. Thank you, judges. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.